Ooh, it's been a long time since we did this. We already got the first viewer. Don't mind the location. It's just a bit of fun. It's a dive bar right next to my apartment. So, yeah, I just got back from vacation. So that's why it's been silent on the channel for a while. You probably a while back, so I did a video about me going on vacation to Lambic land, as I said, and yeah, I'm back. We did a long trip. Oh, long. We did a 2.5 week trip driving from Denmark, and we drove from Aalborg, where we're living, to Alsace, and then from Alsace we went to the north of France, close to, was it Liège? No, no, that's in Belgium. What was the place called? And we got more people. Hello, people. And name escapes me. It was part of one of the um, Etape. How do you even say that in English? It was part of the Tour de France, the city. So we went there just to see part of the bicycling race for fun. So we went there for just a day to watch that, and then my girlfriend and I went on to Belgium and spent 5 days or so in Belgium. Amazing. Amazing time. After that, we went from Belgium to Amsterdam, and we spent the last 3 days of the trip in Amsterdam. And when you go on a trip like this, of course, you bring back a lot of beer, but in this case, also a lot of wine, because we went to Alsace. And the Alsatian wine is like, if you love white wines, they have a lot of great stuff there. A lot of people have the idea that Alsatian wine is really sweet, and some of it is, but a lot of it is also dry. There's quite a few natural wine producers. There was a few we wanted to visit. We only ended up visiting one, which was Sons of Wine, and we got to buy some wine to bring back. We also wanted to visit Pierre Frick, but they were too busy with working in the field, unfortunately. So yeah, that was my first time actually visiting both. Well, I visited vineyards before, but the first time I ever visited a natural wine producer. And we got 5 people watching now. Here, hello everyone. Yeah, this is the first live stream in how long? Over a year almost, I think. We need to get back on the wagon. But yeah, this is just a quick haul showcase and to let you know that I'm still alive and I'll be posting again shortly. I have a lot of backlog footage from the trip. Oh, and I forgot to mention one city where we started, in Cologne, Köln. So we got a video coming up from Cologne, which will be a video of some of the Kölsch breweries we went to, and along with the craft beer bar, kind of like a bit of a Cologne tour. Then I did quite a few reviews in. Hi, Nana. I did quite a few reviews down in Alsace because I brought a few IPAs that I had with me, and those IPAs were shipped from the States. They needed to be drunk really fresh, so I was shooting some reviews of IPAs down at SSS. And then in Belgium, I shot a lot of video. I gotta give a huge shout out to everyone in both Belgium and of course also France and, well, wherever we went, but specifically Belgium and Holland for being amazing people. We got a private tour of Driefonteinen, courtesy of David. We got a video coming of that, which is amazing. It was so much fun, so much fun. Drinking Lambic straight from the barrel, 3-year-old Lambic, an experiment of that's going to be a spinning my hit lots, which was a Chabigse cherry Lambic, where it had been conditioned for 2 years on the cherries. We got to eat fresh Chabigse cherries. We got to see pretty much everything. We got to see their stock of rare Lambic. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. I really got to geek out. The video is like crazy long, and a lot of it is me filming David. So I'll try and cut it down a bit because it's really long. But we'll see what we can do with it. Then I actually also did a video at Cantillon, but that's going to be quite a different video with a voiceover because I was not allowed to film in the tasting room. I was allowed to film on the tour, and when we showed up, they were actually prepping for making fufoon. They were this year's vintage. They were opening up the apricots and taking out the pits for fufoon, and that's a 2-day job, which was crazy. And then we met up with a few people there that I talked to online, and we did a huge bottle share, which was amazing at the bar. We cracked 12 bottles of limited Cantillon lambics, and I think I had one of the best white grape lambics I've ever had, Vincento. That was insane. I really want to try that beer again. That was amazing lambic. And then on the Sunday, That was Monday. Sunday, we also made a trip to. We got a comment. Did you get to try Four Seasons at Three Fontaine? I only tried one because the problem when I was there, actually we went there twice, but we were just two people, and I like we wanted to try other things as well, and like they were really pricey. So for just two people, we ended up just getting one bottle to check out, which was the Autumn, because that was the one David thought was best. I asked David, who gave us the tour, and he was like, "That's the best one." So we ended up drinking that, but we drank a lot of other stuff, and like they also popped some bottles we got to try, which was amazing. Some Sin, even though we didn't do a video on that one, unfortunately. But yeah, at Cantillon was crazy. Then on the Sunday, we got to in the Verzekering de Grote Dost. I think that's the name of it. It's a bar outside of the city, which only are open outside of Brussels. It's a good, long, fairly decent drive. It's in Pajottenland, though, in Lambic land. It's a bar that's only open on Sundays after church. So the local people will go to the bar after church and drink lambic from the barrel. So they have they have lambic straight from barrels, and they serve that, and it's different. It's just young lambic. They usually drink it still, uncarbonated, and then they have one of the best bottle lists of aged lambic in the world, which was fun. We got to try some Baccarat, we got to try some vintage Horal, but we didn't have too much time because we were on a time schedule because we had some things to do in the city as well. So after that, we went a quick stop at the Cam as well, and Karel gave a private tour and everything. It was amazing. Private tour. He just showed us around the blendery, which was really cool, and we had a long chat. And he's such a nice guy as well. And that was most of the brewery stuff in Belgium. We got to visit a few cafes and stuff as well, and like experience that classic Belgian bar vibe. But we didn't go to all of like shoot at all of the places. There are so many things to do, and it was hard to shoot everything. But I'm really glad one of the things we also got to do, which was on the way, we got to visit Orval, and I did a video there, which was pretty cool. We didn't get to see the brewery because it was not open brewery day, but we got to at least try some things. And age Orval, young Orval, the one they make specially for the monks. It used to be called Petit Orval, but they changed the name. It was much more hoppy, and also the cheeses. And then we went to Holland. Also met so many subscribers in Belgium. It was really fun, which was awesome. Awesome to meet some of you guys. Then in Holland, we met up with Nice Beers, Ego on Instagram, and some other subscribers and friends of his. And it was really fun. We had a bottle sharing. We had a huge vintage set of Drie Fontaine and Eau de Geuze from 15 to this year, or 21, I think. We just tried a few different vintages to try to compare. I also did a video of that. And then we tried a lot of other stuff. And then Nana and I spent the day in Amsterdam afterwards just touristing. And then the final day, we did a little bit of an Amsterdam beer tour video. We got to go to these Hedelagerhuis and drink some Metaphor. We went to a quintessential Amsterdam bar and only had Dutch beer, which was really fun. And we also wanted to hit up photos, but we were just pressed on time because we had such short time in Amsterdam. So that'll be next time. But that's one of the best bars in the city. But yeah, this was just an amazing trip, and this was just a quick live stream to let you let you guys know that I'm still around. And I'll be posting soon, and I wanted to show you what I brought. We got a comment here. Deborah says, "Hey Peter, I was also in Belgium, but my schedule was very tight to catch you around. I was at Duck Brewing Festival in Ghent. A lot of unique styles that you don't get easily around. Oh, nice. I was in Ghent, and I was also in Antwerp and Brugge. Brugge was just 2 hours, and then just like, okay, 2 minute tourists. And then we went to Ghent, and we had a great meal. We went to a Japanese restaurant that was in the Michelin Guide, where we were sitting with the chef. He's from China. It's called, I think it was Zhuang or something like. It sounds similar to Wong when you pronounce it. We sat right by the bar, and he was just like really into it. It was really cool and telling us everything about the different fish and whatnot, which was great. But yeah, Ghent was really nice. We didn't do so much beer stuff. It was more tourism there. Yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, cool. Sounds like a nice festival. So let's see, what should we start showing off? I mean, in Köln, I of course didn't buy anything, which was silly. But most of the Kölsch there is best to drink just fresh on tap. So I didn't bring anything from there. But maybe we should just let's save the lambics because they're the fun things to show off. Let's start with some of the stuff I picked up. Although one of them is Belgian. In the Netherlands, I picked up this. I just saw it in a supermarket. I know the Palm Breweries is a huge brewery, and they have I think this is a Belgian Amber. It said Amber somewhere on the Belgian Amber Ale. There we go. Whoop. I mean, just to try it, it's probably gonna be terrible. But and then we got some Dutch beer. I should have maybe picked up some more Dutch beer, but a lot of it we get here, so I just didn't go too crazy. I just looked for local stuff I maybe couldn't find, and also this caught my eye. Alfia. This is from De Komme. They make like beers where everything is focused around herring or fish, and yeah, this was a smoked mountain. And I was like, yeah, well, I need to check that out. Picked that one up. Then we picked up some craft beer. We're situated on the north of Amsterdam, so we had to take the ferry in our hotel. It was just the best in terms of parking. Parking in Amsterdam is crazy expensive, so we stayed a little bit outside so we could take public transports. We ended up walking a lot. But a brewery we didn't get to visit because it was outside of the city center, really. We just mainly went to bars. It was Valhalla. Just picked up 2 beers from them, an Amsterdam Pils and a West Coast IPA. Just to see how they were. I haven't cracked them, of course, yet, and I think this will be on the channel. De Komme is an amazing brewery, says Roy. Yeah, I mean, it was everywhere. I tried an alt beer from them, which was really nice. And I also had, that was at Hitlagerhus, I also had a Nebel beer with Angelico root, which was surprisingly sweet for a farmhouse beer. And Roy says, hi, I live in Netherlands and visited Brussels this year. What an amazing city beer-wise. Yes. Really, really good. So I also picked this up. Do I have more Dutch beer? Well, I actually have something left over. I don't think I'll review that. But in the Alsace, there is actually a brewery in Colmar that makes kind of decent craft beers. Sainte Cru. This is the one we had left. We bought some and we drank down there. This is Peace Connection Florida Ice. I mean, they were nice beers, but none of them were like outstanding. I don't know if I want to give this a review. I think my girlfriend wants to. It was pretty much one we bought because she loves these kind of sour beers like this with a lot of fruit. And then there's a bag of beer that I'm not going to show you that's going to be used for something that a lot of people have requested and missed that I haven't been able to do in a long time. But yeah, this. Gulpena. So a lot of people in the Netherlands told me like this is kind of like macro-ish, but it's really good compared to any other Dutch macro beer. And their most famous beer, I had that on tap, is this one, Chateau Neuborg Pilsner. It almost looks like if you ever in the States have seen Budweiser's Bud Platinum, it almost looks like a bottle of Bud Platinum or something like that. But and they were fairly fresh as far as I could gather. I think they give them like a 1-year shelf life, but I had it on tap. It was pretty tasty, and a few people were like, hey, you should try some of their lagers because they're actually quite good for a big brewery. So we got that one that I had on tap to do a review on, and then also their Pils and Urpils. They also did a lot of crafty beers, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Didn't want to check those out. And then one beer I ended up picking up just because it was there, and then I wouldn't have to order it online. Was Omnipoyon's project, Building Hot Chocolate. So not Dutch beer, but I picked it up in the Netherlands. So yeah, they also released this in the States, and that went really quick as well. All side project beers, but I love side project. I love the really big stuff from Omnipoyo, so I thought that'd be fun to try. But now let's get into some of the Lambic. This one I actually got also in the Netherlands. It's probably one of the bottles I'm most stoked on. So Ego from Nice Beers, he sent me a beer in the past as well. We did that share and where we tried all these vintage old goose, and he was really hoping that I would give one of them 100, but I didn't. I can't remember. I don't want to spoil too much. I already did. And he's like, oh, man, I need that 100. So he gave me a vintage bottle of Golden Blend. This is from 2014. This is crazy. This is gonna be so dope to try. We actually cracked a bottle during the share, and we drank it, but we had so many beers prior to it, so it was like not fair. So this is one to share with Brett. Probably he actually wanted me to share it with Brett, so that's gonna happen. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's pretty much like a blended old goose, like old goose and the Amanatomis and whatnot. But the special thing about this is that it also contains 4-year-old Lambic, just giving it more aged flavor. I already did a video on a fresher vintage, which just blew my mind. But this one from 14, I'm sure it's going to be even better. So, but that was what we picked up in the Netherlands. Now to the Belgium. Well, no, we picked up more. God damn it! But Lambic, because I saw these around, and I haven't seen them locally as far as I remember. But Lindemann has a 200th anniversary beer out. Komme Herring is an amazing brewery, says Roy. Awesome, man. Yeah, I like what I had so far. But yeah, 200th anniversary Goose. Let's see how it is. I mean, some of these Cuvée René Gooses from Lindemann's are pretty nice. They're not like mind blowing or anything, but they're pretty nice lambics. They do all of these like fruited, sweetened lambics that I don't like. The Parole was everywhere in Belgium as like a lot of cafes, like as a lambic beer you could get on tap, but it's not really true lambic. But yeah, this was a blend of also quite old lambic. They had a blend of 3 different vintages of 4-year-old lambic, and then also some young lambic. So they call it a 4-year oud lambic. So yeah, it's my bad. It's actually it is a blend, so it is a goose as well. That's interesting. Goose are usually 1, 2, 3 year, but what happens when it's just like 4 year? But yeah, that'll be fun to try. And we also picked this one up, the Funk Boon Apogee. I can't remember when this came out, but this is a limited edition Goose from Boon, brewed in tribute to Frank Boon. I think it says something about it. I can't remember the entire story, but something in here about it being made by the second generation or something like that. I mean, it's the second generation of the Boon Brewery making this one. I think that's how it is. I'll get more into that in the video. But yeah, it's a special blend of lambic. As I saw it, I was like, hey, let's try that. I just want to bring back some lambic. And then we also went to Driefonteinen, and besides getting a T-shirt and all that amazing tour and everything, I also bought just one bottle actually. It's almost shameful. But again, they have great distribution, so most of it comes to Denmark. But this one I haven't seen around. It's a newer vintage of the Schabekse Creek. This is blend number 22 from the 20 and 21 season. And I really wanted to bring this. Like, they didn't have crazy amounts of different things at takeout. But I wanted to get this one because we ate the Schabekses. We had some Schabekse lambic there, and it was really nice. And the week before we went, they actually released the single barrel Seni Frontera set, which we missed out on. I mean, that would have been like if we just timed it a week before, we would have hit that release. But that was all. Then my girlfriend actually ended up picking a lot of. She loves lambic, so she picked up quite a few bottles just to have for herself as well. Because most of the time when I pick up beer, it's for the channel. And yeah, then I bought a boatload of lambic at Decam. I just like there were so many varietals I've never tried that I've never seen around locally. So we got a bottle of Wilde Bospus, and also like the prices. The prices of lambic in Belgium compared to the rest of the world is crazy. It's insane. Like a lot of these were like 5 to 8 euros a bottle. Besides some of the vintage stuff I pick up. But yeah, Wilde Bospus, I think this is blueberry lambic, or was it blackberry? But I was told that it was very important to put this in the fridge and be ready with a glass because it's quite highly carbonated. And this is the 22 vintage. And then we've got a 22 vintage of Ardbeg, which we drank at the brewery, which was really nice. Strawberry lambic. And actually, that's also one I think to drink really fresh. Because those strawberry lambics, some of them, they get really sour. Hansen's, for example, is fairly sour, as I remember. Then we've got Decam's Bombois as well, because we also tried that. That was really nice. And then we've got this one, Qui Pier Apple Quince. And I think it's quince. It's not also apple, right? Yes. So, quince lambic. That's pretty cool. And then we also got a bottle of this one, which is a 3-year-old lambic, as far as I remember. This is not a blend. So, 3-year-old lambic. And we're up to 16 people watching now. Dope. Thanks for watching, guys. And then we also got this one, the Mirabelle lambic. And Mirabelle the 3-year-old lambic was from 19. Everything else was from 22. And then this one is from 21, the Mirabelle. And Mirabelle is it's kind of a type of plum. They're smaller, they're yellow. They grow all over them. They can also be reddish in skin, but it's a type of plum, and they use that or Carel used it. Like it's a one-man job at Decam. And then finally the apricot, and that was it for the small bottles. This is a 21 vintage. Then we got some aged stuff, a little side by side here. So we got a 19 and a 17 Old Goose, which is going to be really fun to try. 17. That's as old as the Golden Blend. No, that was 14, right? 14. But still, 17, that's 5 years ago now. Time flies. And then we got this. The 15 Decam Lambic. They didn't have a lot. I think they have 2 bottles left. I can't remember what this was. I think it's a special Old Goose from 15. I think so. Let's see. It says spontaneous fermented after one cold winter night and cool soup brewed in 2000. So it might be just like one single barrel lambic aged for 30 years in the barrels and then bottled in 18. I think so. Not sure. But yeah, so that was Decam. And then Cantillon. So I should have gone quicker when we were there because I could have gotten bottles of the Gona, but it sold out whilst I was there. But I did end up getting bottles of this Saint Bleu. So this is basically Cameris, and if you don't know Cameris was a series of test lambics they made at Cantillon where they were working with honeysuckle / hexap berry. It's called Cameris in Dutch, and honingbessen, I think, or Cameris in French and honingbessen in Dutch. So blue honeysuckle, and I've had a few beers, mainly from Anchorage with them, and I really loved it. They have like such an intense flavor. It's almost like a cross between a blueberry and a cranberry, and it's really tannic. And I actually love tannins. A lot of people don't like tannic flavors too much, but I like them, at least when they're in balance. And they still had bottles of this left for takeaway, so I ended up getting some of these. I don't know if these will be put in distribution as well. I'm not sure, but so far it's been a brewery-only release. And yeah, I'm stoked because I've got a few just stuck in the cellar. And when you're at Cantillon, something you have to pick up if you have the ability is a Magnum. So the Magnum they had, you're only allowed to buy 1 bottle when it's the Magnum, and you're allowed to buy 3 bottles of Saint Bleu. But this is the Grand Cru Puoxella from this year. We actually bought it together, my girlfriend and I, and our plan is just to save it for a very long time, and then crack it for a special occasion, and just see how it develops, because this is something that's also going to be really fun to age. And I think this is also not blended, is it? Yeah, mature for 3 years in oak. So I think it's 3 years. That's not been blended. And that's a surprisingly small amount of Cantillon. But the reason why I didn't get loads of other things is because most of the things they had is also stuff I can easily get locally. It was a whole lot cheaper, but we also had to think about space in the car. But yeah, she also ended up getting like a mix of a few different of the like more regular released Cantillon beers. Yeah, I think that's it for all the beers. Yeah, the rest on the floor there is just empty boxes. So that was the haul. There's some other stuff. My girlfriend also got some bottles of Decam. So let's see here. How do I get the comments? Oh, there we go. Saverio says, "Hi Peter, when you were in the Netherlands, did you try their cheese and some other Dutch delicatessen?" Yes. We brought back some aged Gouda, and we had it for breakfast today, and it was amazing. Really, really good. And we tried. There is in the video I did around Brussels. We try like a stew. Brussels, Amsterdam. I try a stew in the video, and also one of their croquettes. So they have these like kind of like croquettes, if you know those. Usually they're often potato, at least in Denmark. But here it's like these small deep fried balls, and then they're filled with stew on the inside. That's like just been boiled down like crazy with pulled beef and whatnot in it. And then it's just become so thick and gelatinous that you can probably freeze it and scoop it like ice cream. And then it's dipped in flour and breadcrumbs and whatnot, and then fried. and both in Belgium and also in the Netherlands, they eat a lot of fried food. At least a lot of the street food kind of stuff. There's French fries everywhere, and like at the snack bars in Amsterdam, it was just uh, loads of fried things. Frikadellen, no, frikandel, I think is the name. Like frikadelle is a Danish meatball. Here's like these elongated meat skewers, but without a skewer. And yeah, we tried a lot of different specialities when we were there, both in both countries. Really, it wasn't I mean, I mentioned eating sushi or Japanese food, but we tried as much as we could just to eat a lot of local food, and try to go to some really good local restaurants. One of the things that's amazing, especially in Alsace, if you go there, is you can go to Michelin Guide and Michelin star restaurants for lunch for crazy cheap. We went to a Michelin Guide restaurant that we were recommended, and one of the few places we could get a table on short notice, and we had a lunch with 3 courses and two glasses of wine and a glass of Crémant d'Alsace, which is like Alsace champagne, but with a little bit of crème de cassis in it. So that's like they put a little bit of black currant liqueur in it, and it tastes really nice. And we paid like 30 euros per person, 25 maybe. It was insanely cheap at a Michelin Guide restaurant. It was crazy. That's one of the things in Alsace. Like you can eat really well for really good prices, especially coming from Denmark. We used everything being really expensive. Dora says, yes, Boone's sons take over the story in Blender, and Apogee is a tribute to Frank Boone. He officially retired. I think he will great support to his sons. Each track every barrel and their favorite profiles. Oh, that's really nice. That's cool. Going to be really cool to try then. And it is definitely a lot of decam. I didn't get to visit Tinkin. There was a lot of people also like you should go to Antidote and you should go to this and that. A lot of like Antidote, for example, you can't go unless you have a membership, and I don't. So there was a lot of places we wanted to go as well and see, or at least I would, but it's also had to be a bit of a balance because everything shouldn't be about beer, especially because like yes, my girlfriend loves beer, but we should also do some things that she would love to do. So we also did a lot of other things. So it was just like the main. You could spend like just in Belgium exploring the Lambic scene and the bars and everything. You could spend like 2-3 weeks or something like that if you maybe you need to because you need some breaks too, right? What I visited in Antwerp, I visited. It was really quick. It was on the way to Amsterdam, so again, short on time. We wanted to visit a bottle shop, but it was closed. So we had a small stroll around the city, and we ended up also visiting a very important place to visit, Culminator, and I have a video from there, which is going to air as well in the future. What a cool place. They have so much old beer. Mainly, it's like classic Belgian beer, but one of the fun things, if you go there, you can be lucky and find a beer from your birth year. And I drank a 1990 La Trappe Double. And I won't say anything else because there's going to be a video on it. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm back. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff we brought back. And there's a lot of wine too, and some natural wine as well. But I'm not gonna show you guys that because this is a beer channel. But who knows? Maybe we should do a video on one of those. I don't know. At least the natural wines. It seems like a lot of beer geeks and people will love Lambic really like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This was just this quick video. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for loads of awesome content from this vacation trip. Also content on a lot of the lambics and beers around me, and some of the stuff in the cellar at the moment. The cellar is crazily packed with loads of American hype and just all kinds of stuff people have sent. There was even a package from Johan when I came back from vacation, so we got a lot of beer to try. I was expecting that you pick also some more traditional Belgian beers, maybe some vintage beers to bring home. I mean, that could have been fun, but I didn't really stumble upon anything. I also didn't look, but we didn't even visit like any classic Belgian brewery because my main objective there was I wanted to drink more like my favorite type of Belgian beer is Lambic. So I wanted to explore that, and then second favorite, if we talk more classic stuff, is probably Orval, but that's already kind of like a funky beer. But I wanted to bring some vintage Orval, but we couldn't really find any besides trying some at the bar, or the cafe at the monastery. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for the content from this trip, and I'll see you very soon in some beer reviews. Cheers. Okay, I did not press it. And not just beer reviews, on the road videos, of course. Cheers, and also with some food. See you guys. Bye.